sixth, third baseman Seth Hinkle. Batting seventh and pitching, Owen Maynard. Batting eighth and playing first base, Luke Harbert. And batting ninth, designated hitter Isaiah Birkenball. And playing left field for the Knights, Owen Brunke. And the rest of Cabell Midland and the coaching staff. And now for your home team, George Washington Patriots, leading off at shortstop, John Falla. Batting second, catching, Corbin Dixon. Batting third, designated hitter Eli Smith. Playing first base and batting fourth, Chuck Kelly. Batting fifth in center field, Luke Gordon. Batting sixth and playing third base, Slade Barton. Playing second base and batting seventh, Joel Nelson. Playing right field and batting eighth, Cole Ellis. Batting ninth in left field, Hunter Stewart. And pitching for the Patriots, Ty Nettles. And the rest of the Patriots and the coaching staff. Now, if everyone would please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening. This is Michael Sussman joining you from Floyd Wilcox Field for tonight's AAA contest, or Quad A, I should say, between the George Washington Patriots and the visitors, the Cabell Midland Knights. It's a rematch of last year's championship game, one that Cabell Midland took 3-2 en route to becoming the ultimate champion. So the Patriots looking for a little bit of revenge tonight as they come into the contest at 8-4. We'll go through the starters out there for the Patriots. John Falla is the shortstop. Corbin Dixon catching behind the plate. Eli Smith is the DH. Chuck Kelly at first base. Luke Gordon in center field. Slade Barton is at third. Joel Nelson at second. Cole Ellis in right field. And Hunter Stewart in left. Ty Nettles' season stats comes in with a 2.4 ERA, 17 innings pitched, 32 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Mentioned Falla there in the open. The leadoff hitter is having a sensational season for George Washington, slashing .488 with 5 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. In our last game here against Hurricane, hit a huge 2 RBI double into right center field. He's a guy that just has a good swing. He can pull the ball. He can go to the opposite way. Just a natural shortstop. He's been fun to watch throughout the season. As we look to the Cabell Midland Knights, who come in at 7-5 yesterday with a win over Riverside. Check that, 7-5 win over Riverside. They're 8-7 on the year. Braylon Wing having a solid year, batting .333 with a .476 on base percentage. We were washed yesterday against St. Albans as some of the craziest weather I've ever seen came through. So you get the day off built in. And today it's a little overcast, the clouds hanging overhead, and it's chilly out here. Even saw one fan in a Snuggie, which I think is a smart move. Kind of wish I would have done the same, as Cabell Midland will lead off Landon Nida here, the shortstop. Landon Nida batting .326. As Nettles will work from the windup, and Corbin Dixon sets up behind the plate. Low and away. Speaking of that Hurricane game, Nettles went 6 2/3 As the Patriots got the victory, he was really good wire to wire as the 1-0 pitch. He'll head to the plate at the knees. It crosses for a strike. And then Ryan Anderson came in, struck out a batter, slammed the door shut. 1-1 count as Nettles wheel it and deal it. And it's chopped off the netting. Nine up Ethan Hatcher in the on-deck circle. Nobody on, nobody out. Nettles in front of the count. And the delivery is hit in the air to right field, down the line, and the catch made, a sliding over, grabbed by Cole Ellis, one away. Well done there. That ball's kind of hard to read. It had that left to right tail, kind of like a slice in golf. And it's easy to kind of overrun it and not account for that. As that'll bring up Hatcher, the second baseman, one away. As that is elevated for a ball. Hatcher up, ball and no strikes. And the pitch. And it's dribbled foul. We broadcast on HD Media Game Day. Today's contest presented by the GW Boosters. Even 1-1, Nettles will lift the leg, goes to the dish. Called for a strike. If you're Cabell Midland, you got to be aware on the base paths. Nettles has a disgusting pickoff move, as they say. As he'll not on the same page here, 1-2. At the helmet, count goes even. Picked off 3 Hurricane runners the other night. They were just flustered, could not figure it out. As the 2-2 pitch, they'll ring him up for strike 3. As Nettles goes to the downward breaker. And the Patriots with 2. So smooth start for the lefty as Braylon Wing will step into the left side. Southpaw, similar spot to the last pitch, called for a ball 1. Mentioned him at the outset. Wing, 333, 9 RBIs. The 1-0. And just low. Empty base path is 2 away. Nettles looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Will rock it in the 2-0 pitch. Gets the call on the fastball. It'll go 2-1. Wing around a .500 on base percentage as the 2-1 pitch is offered. Blew the fastball by him. Part of this dynamic George Washington pitching staff. Nettles and Slade Barton, who stands over on third base. Back to work. And he's got the strike 3. 1-2-3 down go the Knights in the top of the first. We'll go scoreless into the bottom half. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. We're back at a gusty Floyd Wilcox Field. It's taking the right field tarp and lifting it into the air around 20 miles per hour tonight. As John Falla going to lead off here for George Washington against Owen Maynard. As Maynard will rock and unload. Hit hard, third base, fielded cleanly, throw across the diamond is too high. As Falla there going to reach. Smoked one right at Hinkle, did well to stay down on it, and then maybe the arm slot just dropping a hair. So GW with some wheels on as Corbin Dixon will stand in. Hard-hitting catcher, and hits for average, too, 486. And 12 games into the season, that's when the stats really start to matter. They're not inflated at this point. Fans thought he was out there. The Knights faithful, quick little decisive pickoff move there from the righty. And he does it again. Falla more aware. Took a ricochet off the fence, going to stay put. Dixon 11 runs batted in. As the flag out there in right center, whipping pretty hard. And from the belt, the pitch is hit over towards the football track. G-Dub 4-0 victory Saturday at University. And as the squad made the trip to Morgantown, third pickoff move. This time it hits either off the base, maybe off the lip of the turf, and out of play. So Falla will get a free 90 feet. Strange hop. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I've seen balls go out of play, but that took about a 15-foot hop over by the practice facility. You can see it there. So Cabell Midland with a few errant throws to get the game started. Runner on second. Nobody here as Dixon awaits the 0-1. Fastball's inside. Even 1-1. Maynard will work from the stretch. Heard some rumbling thunder there in the distance. As we'll check the bag. And Dixon got time first. They'll let that go. It's only the lightning that causes any sorts of problems. And there was plenty of it on Monday, really statewide. I don't know what percentage of teams actually got games in. To the dish, a ball and a strike. Fastball hit well left field. Corbin Dixon, it's back to the wall. It hits off of it. Falla comes around third, he'll score. And it's an RBI double, Corbin Dixon. Got the fastball, lifted it, turned on it. About 2/3 of the way up the famed Wong wall. As Dixon stays sizzling. That was a 6th double of the year. Just a great gap-to-gap swing. Up now is Eli Smith. Smith up, Chuck Kelly due up next. Patriots open for a big inning as Maynard will give it a look. And the pitch is by him. Number 10, Wyatt Barnett, is into courtesy run. Up 0-1, the pitch. Hit high, hooking, out of play. Maynard's been the guy for the Knights. A lot of usage, 25 1/3 thrown. Right around a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. 0-2 advantage. And again, deliberate. It's offered. Got the low chase. He's tagged out for out number 1. So 1 on, 1 down as Chuck Kelly will step towards the dish. Chuck Kelly slashing .342. Curveball gets the strike call. Leading off the AB with the off speed. Let's see how they back it up. And this is hit well. It was a fastball, left center field gap. And the Patriots with another extra bagger. Barnett will cross, and it's 2-0. Dixon went up high in the air. Chuck Kelly with more of the liner. It teleported out there. Got the barrel through it. As the front part of the George Washington order dialed in. Second hit there. That'll bring up the lefty Luke Gordon. Gordon's homered this year. He'll step in batting .263. Outside corner gets the call. You love seeing the guys that you depend on to produce coming through. Chuck Kelly, Corbin Dixon going to be a big part of things as we head towards the postseason. 0-1 delivery. That's outside. Starting to hear more and more coaches, speaking of the postseason, lobbying to go to 8 teams. Just like every other sport does. And my only fear is you don't want a watered-down product. On one end you get it, but when it's 4 teams, you really do identify the best in the state. Time called by the Blues. Gordon takes a second. I think it's kind of unique in that way. 1-1 pitch as a huge wind will come through. So the plate it goes at the ankle for a ball. Speaking of Gomart Park, where they have the tournament, we're getting closer and closer to Dirty Birds season. May 2nd they start. 2-1 pitch. Hard check swing. He came around. It's a second strike. Us baseball junkies love the ballpark. Doesn't really matter what's going on inside of it. As the ALPB comes back. And this is a hard ground ball past a diving effort. Center field. George Washington takes a 3-0 lead on the single from Luke Gordon. Hard hit grounder. Great effort there from Ethan Hatcher. Leaving his feet totally. And probably only needed a few more inches over to his right. Mountaineer commits Slade Barton up. Getting the start at third today. Barton 212, 5 ribbies. Delivery gets the strike one call. So right off the bat, Ty Nettles will have a lead as he tries to get his third win of the season. A 1 pitch. Swung on and missed as Maynard goes way ahead. Gordon leads off first, 1 down. Maynard looking for his second strikeout. To the plate it goes. Hit hard into center field. George Washington on fire. Slade Barton getting in on the fun. A little bit up in the zone there through the hands as Cabell Midland going to try to slow things down. Just timing them up well. They're getting that front foot down in time. As the Patriots in mid-season form. Active night tonight on HD Media Game Day. You can catch Nitro at Winfield. Good ball game on the river in Putnam County. Have enjoyed working the Generals into the fold. So here's Joel Nelson. Runners on first and second. 1 away. From the belt. It's a 1-hopper hit at second. They get the lead runner, throw to first in time. Cabell Midland turns to Landon Nida. Good throw over there as Hatcher flipped it to him. 3-0 George Washington. We're back in the top of the second on HD Media Game Day. Today's contest brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we are back on HD Media Game Day. George Washington up 3-0 after 4 hits in the top of the second. There's catcher Eli McGinnis to lead things off for the Knights. From the windup, Ty Nettles. It's down low. GW coming in third in the most recent West Virginia Metro News poll in Class Quad A. Hurricane 2, Jefferson 1. As Nettles works and goes over the heart of the plate. So GW flying way up there. They had the deceiving record after the Memphis trip. As the 1-1 pitch is offered. This is hit hard into left field and tossed in by Hunter Stewart. Strong base hit there from McGinnis as he drove it out there. And the Knights have their first base runner. But the Patriots have put what they have on display as far as West Virginia goes. Spring Valley's 4th, St. Albans' 5th. That game got canceled last night as a quick toss over to first from Nettles. Still waiting for the confirmation as far as rescheduling with that one. But GW St. Albans going to be a strong matchup. Wheeling Park 6, Morgantown 7, Hedgesville 8, Martinsburg 9, and then these Cabell Midland Knights right here, number 10. Popped over into the bushes. So Ethan Eves, right fielder, 0-1 count. Eves 1 double, 3 triples on the season. As Nettles will throw over to first. Eves hitting .243. I don't know if the mic picked that up. I heard somebody say, I've seen better moves on, I think he said Twitter, one of the platforms. That's creative. As that's called for a strike. Careful what you wish for with Nettles on that pickoff move. I don't think that was his best. He was up. Seth Hinkle due up next. Ahead 0-2. He can go to the full complement. And there is the best move. Good job staying home there by the Cabell Midland catcher. Oh, 2 count. From the stretch, the southpaw up top for ball 1. Be sure to check out the Charleston Gazette tomorrow for the full scoop on this game. Taylor Kennedy in the house. 1-2 pitch. Curveball got him swinging. Nice command, good late break, got him a little off balance. 3rd strikeout for Nettles. 1 away, runner leads off first. That'll bring up Seth Hinkle. And the pitch well high. This week in the world of softball, GW with a 6-2 loss to a quality St. Albans team. And then Cabell Midland all over Huntington 21-3. As that's poured over for a strike. Even 1-1. And the deliver is past him for the strike. Corbin Dixon getting the call from the dugout from Coach Armstrong and company. The Patriots have the technology, I believe it's called PitchCom, where you have the earpiece. You're seeing more and more teams do that. 1-2. Is hit over in the bushes. Back in my day, it was just the normal hand signals. I even had a coach one time say that if he picks up his sunflower seeds, it's a fastball. If he leaves them on the ground, it's a curveball. Well, the game has come a long way. 1-2, called for a strike 3 at the top of the zone. First time through the order, Nettles doing a good job keeping him guessing as he slowed it down with the changeup. Pitcher here, Owen Maynard, with 2 down, 1 on. Runner takes off. Dixon, shot throw down to second base. He swiped the tag. He's in there safely. wheels there from Eli McGinnis. Fowler did the best he could, picked it, swiped it. But the pitch comm, that's taken over. I wonder if there will be a pitch clock in high school baseball at some point. I don't think it'll happen before the shot clock in basketball. I'd say that's more essential. Maynard 222. Here's the offering under the zone. The lights flickering on as we're approaching 7:30. Dixon goes back through the sequence. 1-1 pitch is upstairs. Maynard, 8 hits, 6 ribbies. Two and 1. Against the strike call. Runner on second, 2 away. Even 2-2 count. Deuce is going crazy. Runner takes off. And the foul ball there just tips off the catcher's mitt as Maynard hangs alive. Luke Harbert, first baseman, due up next. Music clicking on over at the football field. Active night up on the hill. Good crowd tonight. Probably not quite as full as the Hurricane game last week. And the pitch is just low. Full count, 2 down. As Nettles steps and goes. He grounded it off of himself. Was still in the box there. Foul ball. Nettles' strikeout total up to 36. And that's just in a little over 18 innings pitched. So pretty wild there, 2 strikeouts per frame. And that's what a live baseball will do for you. It's really never a straight, flat one from Nettles. Again, we get ready to do the 3-2. This is lifted straightaway center field, a couple steps in, and the catch made by Luke Gordon, side retired. 3-0 George Washington. We're back after this on HD Media Game Day, presented by the GW Boosters. And we're back to the Hill. George Washington up 3-0. If you're just joining us, it was Corbin Dixon driving in a run with an RBI double in the top of the first, or bottom of the first. And then Chuck Kelly doing the same. Luke Gordon also with a ribby. As Cole Ellis is going to start things off here, 8-9, 1 in the order. First pitch is poured in there for strike one. Big double play ball to get out of the last. Cabell Midland desperately needed it. 3 shakeoffs here. They get on the same page. 0-1. As that's down low. Cole Ellis batting 174. 1-1. Strike 2. Popping the mitt. Well, there, Owen Maynard struck out 1 in the first. Head to the plate, a ball and 2 strikes. As it goes 2-2. Ellis, the senior, 4 hits and 2 RBIs. As we mentioned earlier, a rematch of a 3-2 game. A heartbreaker for George Washington last year in the state title. 2-2. Curveball got him. Great pitch there from Maynard. As Hunter Stewart up to the plate. So I'm sure a little extra juice tonight for GW. Obviously, a regular season game can't match up to one of that magnitude, but anytime you play a team that you got a little history with, just gives you more of an edge. Stewart, left fielder, takes a curveball for strike 1. His senior having a banner year, hitting .448. 0-1. It'll go even. As that ricocheted and got the catcher somewhere. And Cabell Midland, who was also using the earpieces, got to get that reattached. It kind of reminds me of in football when the quarterback can hear the coach, but he can't respond. I'm sure every once in a while, if there's a pitch they don't like, they just say, "I can't hear you, it's not working." Nobody on, 1 down. And the delivery. By him, second strike. Stewart, a second leadoff in really every sense of the phrase. Most good teams do have that catapult guy in the 9 hole. I was talking about that with Ravenswood baseball coach Wes Swain the other day. Said that he's a firm believer in that as the 1-2 pitch is delivered and it's down. And he said that normally it's somebody that hits the fastball really well because they're going to see more of them than you would at the top of the order. 2-2 pitch, time not given. Here's the offering, and it's by him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Owen Maynard. As the season total goes to 35. Maynard in the rhythm. We're back to the top of the order with John Falla. Smoked a ball to third, reached on a throwing error. As that's down and away. Falla 488. .1-0 right down the middle. It'll go 1-1. G-Dub back to the white pinstripes. Midland in the road, black and grays. As that's high. They've really stepped up and kind of simplified the uniform situation. G-Dub years ago had, I think, 7 uniforms. And it just got to be too much as it's low in. And I guess in some ways it kind of makes you sort of like Oregon with all the combinations. But total nightmare for the parents. 3-1. Down for a 4th ball. First walk of the contest, either side. As Corbin Dixon will step up. Dixon drove one off the Wong wall last time. From the stretch, the pitch is in the turf. That was double number 6. Quick throw over. And it hit around the base. I actually think it got John Falla. So it'll take time. Just painful enough to be irritating. They'll shake it off. Two down, runner on first. Dixon. Hitters count situation up 1-0. Decent sized lead. And the pitch is called for a strike. To the plate, 1-1. Underneath the strike zone. Dixon up, Eli Smith due up next. And this time Falla will take off. Cabell Midland all out of sorts on these pickoffs to first. Heads up play there, John Falla immediately reacted. Because that bounce off the fence you usually can't go. But that one just dribbled away. Base hit scores a run. Patriots trying to mount a 2-out rally. And the pitch is by him. Strong velocity from Maynard. Two count. McGinnis puts the sign down. And the delivery. High bouncer, third base. Throw on the run. Misfired. Here comes John Falla as McGinnis screams out 4 and is in there safely. So an E5 going to lead to a 4th George Washington run. As we always say, put the ball on the ground in high school baseball, good things happen. And it's just so true. You got to field it, throw it, catch it, as opposed to popping up or striking out. Here's Eli Smith. And it's by him for a strike. As Wyatt Barnett back out on the base paths. And good 2-strike approach there, shortened up. Didn't try to do too much, put it in play. And swung out and missed. Smith, 1 homer on the year. Oh, 2 gloves set up high by McGinnis. Let's see if they just smoke a fastball in there. They did at strike 3, and the side retired. 4-0 Patriots. We are back in the top of the third. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we are back to it at Floyd Wilcox Field. As Luke Harbert will lead off here for the Knights. From the wind-up, Nettles to the plate. Floats one in there for strike one. Four strikeouts so far for Nettles, as he'll throw it in 0-1, snapping the curveball. And it goes 0-2. Luke Harbert, 2 hits, 1 double, and a ribby. And the pitch swung out and missed like clockwork there from Nettles. And that'll bring up Birkenbaugh, designated hitter. Nettles sharp from go tonight. The other night against Hurricane, had a couple of walks early, then got into a rhythm. It seems like his mechanics really dialed in, and the pitch is called for a strike. Birkenbaugh hitting 192. And to work the 0-1. Late swing, second strike. Birkenbaugh then the top of the order. And the 0-2. Inside corner, did not quite get the call there. That was really close to being a strike three. Umpire going to call time as he steps out. As Nettles digs for the grip, 1-2 pitch. Sharp ground ball, second base. Joel Nelson flips to first in time. Patriots with 2 down. Gonna shuffle through the major league scores for the first time. The Cincinnati Reds 2-2 against the Mariners. As Louis Castillo, one of the dumbest Reds departures of all time, he would have been worth paying against the lefty Nick Lodolo, who's pitched really well over the last couple of years. Here's Landon Nida. First offering well outside. As you see the front row crew there, all bundled up on a cold night. 1-0. Hopping ground ball. Fowler comes across. Late throw. Never really got the grip to it, as Nida going to be safe. Well done by Landon, legging it out. Just couldn't get that four-seam grip there. There was a lot going on. Up now, Ethan Hatcher. And the offering upstairs. And got the Nationals up 1-0 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. That game through 5. Pickoff move stays put. Runner on first, 2 away. And the delivery is by him with the fastball. Slade Barton a couple steps in front of third on the edge of the cut. As the umpire awards time. Broadcasting on HD Media Game Day. Check out Nitro at Winfield. C.J. Krasick did a good job last week filling in. 1-1 pitch. Sharp line drive past a sliding Joel Nelson into center field. Base knock as the Knights, with 2 down, starting to get it rolling. 7th base hit of the year there for Hatcher. 2 on, 2 down. Here's Braylon Wing. Lefty-lefty matchup. As Nettles will go and fouled off the netting. And Steve-O's Guardians up 1-0 over the Orioles. That game bottom 3. Yankees trailing the Royals 2-0. We'll keep an eye on that throughout the night. 0-1 pitch. Called for a strike. Four strikeouts so far for Nettles. The runner takes off from second, snap throw. Dixon off the glove of Barton. It's into left field, and Cabell Midland's on the board. It was a great jump there from Nida. Made it a tight play. It was just a little bit wide of that long wingspan of Slade Barton. Cabell Midland wreaking some havoc on the base paths. To the plate, 1-2 pitch is down low. Braylon Wing, 333. Ready with the 2-2. And it's by him, third strike. Side is retired. Cabell Midland on the board, 4-1 Patriots. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we are back to it at George Washington High School, a state championship rematch. George Washington up 4-1. They put up a 3-spot in the first, tacked one on in the second, and then Cabell Midland able to steal a run, taking third and scoring on an errant throw to left. Owen Maynard with 4 strikeouts. He'll face the cleanup man, Chuck Kelly. Work from the windup. And it's up high. First time through, Chuck Kelly doubled on a line drive into the left center field gap. Same spot, second ball. Chuck Kelly, 342, 3 doubles on the year. Hitters count, 2-0 delivery. And 3 in a row. 4, 5, 6 in the order. Chuck Kelly, Luke Gordon, Slade Barton due up. Pours it over, 3-1. Nobody on, nobody out. And Maynard goes. It'll go 3-2. G-Dub with 4 hits, Cabell Midland with 2 of them. Payoff delivery. Taken for strike 3. So Owen Maynard falls behind 3-0, comes back with a trifecta of strikes, wins the battle. I don't know if that's how Coach Brumfield wants it from a pitch count standpoint, but results in a K doesn't matter in that regard. Offering Gordon, chopped ground ball. Maynard fielding his position, throw to first in time. That'll bring up Slade Barton, empty base paths, and 2 away. Barton singled up the middle first time. And the pitch is over the letters. Barton came in hitting .212. 1-0 offering. And swung out and missed. Shout out to the GW coaching staff for providing us with stats, accommodations, whatever we need. The Game Changer universe has really altered stat keeping. It's much easier than it used to be, as that's fouled off the net. Those little cameras that you see parents attaching to the net before the game, that's what it is. Nobody on, 2 down, as Maynard tries to get out of the frame, and Barton takes time. The 1-2. Got it by him, strike 3. 1, 2, 3, down go the Patriots in the bottom of the third. We are back top 4. Tonight's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. At bat for Eli McGinnis. Got a single in the second inning. As Ty Nettles will go to the plate, gets a strike one call. Nettles 5 Ks. As he'll go to work. Looked like a slider there down for a ball. Goes fastball, slider, changeup. And Nettles going through his sequence. Front step crew engaged. That's one of the rules. You're not allowed to sit down in the dugout. And from the windup, 1-1. Almost snapped it into the zone. They'll say just a bit high. Tough pitch to lay off. And the delivery. Fastball past him. Got McGinnis up, Ethan Eves on deck, and Seth Hinkle in the hole. Sun coming down just past 8 o'clock. As that stayed outside, it goes full. Got the varsity jackets there. Wonder if you get to keep those. Payoff pitch. Up and in, ball 4. First walk of the game awarded there by the lefty. With nobody out, that'll bring up the right fielder, Ethan Eves. As the slider comes into the zone, strike one. Now that's a tough pitch because it looks like it is way outside, way in the other batter's box. And just snaps in at the last moment. And low and away fastball, pinpoint location. Ethan Eves, 243. As McGinnis takes his lead, and the pickoff move to first. Got Marshall WVU baseball going on. The Mountaineers ranked 24th in the country, but down 4-3 currently to the Herd. Swung on and missed. Nettles gets the punch out. Strikeout number 6. That game tops 7. As that's away. Pinch hitter here, Hunter Workman. Into the game, looking for a spark. And the pitch swung on and missed. A 1-1 runner thought about going, as that's a second ball. And by him, count goes even. 2-2 to Workman. He was down by the ankle. Other college baseball scores, Wake Forest up on Coastal Carolina 8-5, bottom 5. And the second-ranked team in the nation, Arkansas, up 6-3 on Pine Bluff. As this is tapped down the third base line, they'll kill it foul. As Workman got the bat to it, almost got the swinging bunt. Couple of ball games going on throughout the area tonight. Riverside facing Spring Valley. Full count delivery. Fastball fouled backward. There's Workman showing some fight. Pinch hitting's tough. You sit over there, you get cold, and then all of a sudden, hey, go get an AB. It's part of earning more of them, but one of the more difficult asks in the sport. And again, he fends it off. Quality AB from Workman, nearly decapitated Steve-O. Of course, shouting out our great camera crew, Natalie, and that man back there. One down, runner on first. Nettles hoping for a strikeout or a double play ground ball. As this is hit to Falla, he'll range to his right. Lead runner at first, Nelson to first. And there it is. The Patriots turn 2 as we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. 4-1 GW. Today's game presented by the George Washington Boosters. And we are back on HD Media Game Day. Score update from over in Putnam County. Winfield up 4-0 on Nitro. And looks like they've got the bases loaded. We're 4-1 here on the hill. George Washington, a big 3 spot on the bottom of the first. As Joel Nelson, second baseman, going to lead things off. From the windup, the delivery. Hit hard at the shortstop, Nida. He'll shuffle and throw towards first in time. Makes the routine routinely. Midland slid Ethan Hatcher over to third base. And Hunter Workman, who hit in the last, at second. Utilizing the heater tonight. That is a good call. They need to loan that to the broadcast crew. They're moving around and playing their finest. And at bat here, Ryan Anderson going to get a crack at it. So both coaches have gone to the lineup card. Anderson hard hitting righty, batting .364. 1-0 at the helmet. Anderson, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. And the offer. Off speed, popped over towards the gravel. Depth offensively so important. It's hard to scout when you've got 10, 11 guys you can put in the game. That applies up at the plate, definitely on the base paths too. As that swung on and missed. Remember Dave Robertson coming on for the Boston Red Sox back in the day, stealing a base. As Anderson up here with Hunter Stewart due up next. And the Blue going to grab time. And it's shot towards Nida. He'll dive. It's past his glove. And Ryan Anderson coming through in the 8-hole. Well done, staying ready. That's a mindset. You don't know when your opportunity is going to come. Today it's in the bottom of the 4th. And he gets some high fives. Runner on first, 1 away. Here's Hunter Stewart. So GW just re-entered Cole Ellis. That's one way to do it. The pitch is high and tight. Stewart 0 for 1, went down swinging in the bottom of the 2nd. Leadoff man John Fowler on deck. To the plate, bunch show, and foul tip downward. That's Coach Davis trying out some small ball. Another score, Capital knocked off Scott 5-4 a couple of days ago. And last week with CJ on the call, Huntington 11-7 over Winfield. Ball and a strike. It's over top of the catcher. Takes a fortuitous bounce for the Patriots as Cole Ellis is going to trot over into scoring position. That significant hit scores him. Stewart, the .448 hitter, digs in. Reminder, check out the Charleston Gazette in the morning to read Taylor Kennedy's write-up. Does a good job talking to the coaches and just has some great pieces all the time, as that is down low. Today had one about the most underrated players in the history of West Virginia. And as an underrated state, usually anyway, there were some eye-popping names on there. Catches the inside corner. Stewart thought it was ball 4. Hunter Stewart, cousin of former GW Patriot Evan Gibson. Unfortunately left us early, but an all-stater at Lincoln County. And the payoff pitch. Stewart stays alive. The sun just about all the way down. But the wind is chilled out a little bit. Flag now still, as you can see, out in right center. As Ellis leads. Second payoff. Chopped ground ball. Bobbled at third, regathered, throw to first, and he's in there safely. As he did well to stay with it, Hatcher did. And it was really tight over there. We did not have a great angle. No argument from the Cabell Midland dugout. We'll see how they score that one. So here's Fowler, reached on an error and walked. Runners go, snap, throw, third base, got him by a mile. He is out. 2 down. Well done. Bouncing back there by Eli McGinnis. And kind of surprised to see that on there for the Patriots. I think maybe just did not get the jump that Coach Davis anticipated. Sometimes those are called. Sometimes it's just a read if the pitcher doesn't check. Stewart's to second. As Fowler slashes one, it bounces off the glove of the third baseman Hatcher. As Stewart will jog in, the run counts. It went over into the dead ball territory near the turtle. And the Patriots up 5-1. RBI base knock, John Fowler. Talked to Coach about John Fowler the other night, and he said he's just a great ball player, and he's glad he's on our side. And that's when I asked him just what's his approach, kind of wondering if it's something specific he's doing right. And sometimes it's just talent and work. As Coach Davis, arm around Corbin Dixon. I'll give him some words of wisdom with the baklava on. It's cold. I don't know if it's that cold. I guess it's better to take layers off than have to put more on. As Dixon doubled in the first, grounded out, reached on an error in the second. As the catcher grabs time. The Mariners have gone up 4-2 on the Cincinnati Reds in the bottom of the 5th. And the Pirates down 3-0, going to have to rally late if they're going to follow up on yesterday's 10-3 victory, where Key Brian Hayes got going with 3 ribbies. And the pitch hit deep to right field. It's curling towards the corner. It'll bounce off the fence. Cruising in John Falla. And the Patriots go up 6-1. Second double of the game for Corbin Dixon. Brilliant swing going to the opposite way. Got the outside fastball. Didn't try to pull it. Hit number 5 tallied for George Washington. Back out goes Wyatt Barnett. That's down to Eli Smith. Smith down swinging twice. Curveball into the zone. The 1-1 is just outside. Eli Smith hitting .207. The high point commit. And the delivery. Curveball down front just a little bit, dribbled over into the Cabell Midland dugout. 2-2 count, 2 away. Chuck Kelly due up next. And the offering. Swung out and missed for strike 3. George Washington tacks on 2 more. 6-1 Patriots. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. All right, I'm good. And we are back in the top of the fifth. Owen Maynard up to bat here for Cabell Midland as they try to dig themselves out of a hole that's hit over the press box out of play. It'll go Owen Maynard, Luke Harbert, and Isaiah Birkenbaugh. To the plate. Second ball. Cabell Midland 8-7. 1 over 500 as Ty Nettles will find the grip and heads to the plate, gets the strike call. 6 strikeouts to this point. Ready with the 2-2. Soft ground ball back to him. They'll flip it over to first. And G-Dub with one down. That'll bring up Luke Harbert. Or Harbert, I should say. First baseman struck out back in the third. Curveball gets the strike call. Harbert hitting 154. The 1 pitch is high. And got him. Filthy breaking pitch goes 1-2. Another local score from over the weekend. South Charleston with a 10-3 victory over Roan. Fun team to watch there with Jackson Akers and company. 1-2 pitch is away. That's a scrappy team, one that I think you don't want to see in the postseason. Led by Shane Saunders as 2-2s by him, strike 3. Has everything working tonight. As Birkenbaugh up. Designated hitter grounded out back in the third frame as that's chopped downward. Asked the umpire if he was okay, said, "No, I'm good to go. Gonna have to hit it harder next time." Speaking like a real baseball guy. And 0-1 got the chase. GW slated to play at South Charleston tomorrow, 6 p.m. first pitch. There have been some great games between those two squads through the years. Here's the 0-2 pitch as that's out. I remember it used to be a best 2 out of 3 series automatically in sectionals. That was before seeding and everything. And just some emotional ball games. 1-2 as that's out, including one where the GW player was unable to touch home plate after the would-have-been tying home run. Ended up losing by 1 as SC appealed. Might have been my senior year. Here's the offering. Swung on and missed, strike 3 as Nettles dialed. 6-1 Patriots. We're back in the bottom of the 5th. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we're back to it. Michael Sussman with you on HD Media Game Day on the Hill. As Cabell Midland going to make a pitching change. Luke Harbert will step to the bump. And in at first base, off the bench, is number 23, Braden Armstead. Chuck Kelly up to bat. He's 1 for 2. RBI double in the first. And a backwards K in the third. Kelly slashing .342. As that swung on and missed. Kelly, just a junior. One of a bunch of them on this team. Slade Barton, Luke Gordon, Joel Nelson. As that's a sharp ground ball. Shortstop Nida, throw to first, beat him. Well done there by Luke Harbert. And here is Gordon. Luke Gordon drove in a run with a single in the first. As that's in there for strike one. G-Dub really only going to lose Stewart, Cole Ellis, and Corbin Dixon, which are important pieces, but going to have a lot of that core back for some time, as that's a second strike. All about building depth within your program, within the JV. Check swing, dribbled over here by the broadcast table. Luke Gordon, .263 batter. Oh, 2. Bouncer, shortstop, Nida, throw on the run and scooped by Braden Armstead. Great play there. All about keeping your head down on that scoop. Usually when you see those missed, it's because they're looking straight ahead, but if you really watch it in, that big first baseman Mitch just swallows it up. There's Slade Barton, single in the first, struck out in the third. Wind picks back up and caught for strike one. Nobody on, 2 down, 0-1 count. And from the belt, Harbert up top. One and one. Pours it over for strike two. Nitro's gotten on the board over in Putnam County. It's a 4-1 win field at the moment. That also going on our HD Media platform. If you're really committed, you can do double screens at once, as that's up high. Put us up on your TV, iPads, phones. The digital world has really changed the game. Our very own Dan Shreve at the heart of that, as that is elevated. Full count to Barton, Joel Nelson on deck. Barton hitting .212. And the payoff. Sharp ground ball. Back to Nida. Baseball magnet here in the fifth. As the Patriots retired. And we'll head to the top of the sixth. Today's game brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we're back on HD Media Game Day. Michael Sussman here with you as Landon Nida will lead things off here in the top of the sixth. From the wind-up, Nettles up and away. Landon Nida 0 for 2, flew out to right field and then reached on an error in the third. Actually, looks like they ended up scoring it. A hit, it was the bouncer to John Fallis, so 1 for 2. And Nettles back to work. The 1-1 is up high. Eight strikeouts for Nettles, up in the count, 2-1. Rocks and goes, and it's away. Nida batting .326. And draws ball 4. So Cabell Midland with some speed on the base paths. 4 zeros put up by the lefty today, just the 1 run given up back in the third. And now it's Ethan Hatcher starting second baseman, now third baseman. Hatcher sticking 176. And the delivery is away. Mentioned the Quad A top 3 earlier. It's Jefferson, Hurricane, George Washington, Cabell Midland's 10th. And from the stretch, the 1-0. In Class AAA, Pikeview is in the top spot. Frankfurt second. Ripley third. The Vikings came here last week with a pretty good team. They didn't throw any of their trio of aces, so I've got to look at them, but not quite what they'll be in the pressure cookers, as that's called for a strike. And then Bridgeport, alma mater of Coach Mike Davis, is 4th, and Winfield came in at 5th. Two and 1. Filthy curveball as it goes 2-2. Hatcher 1 double on the year, 5 RBIs. Even pitch is fouled right in front of an apartment building. That one is probably gone. There will be a freshman chasing after it, but I think that is hopeless. That's why you got to carry one in your back pocket. Hey, coach, I found it. Ground ball, second base, and I think it hit second base. It hit the bag, just a bad break for George Washington. It was a tailor-made double play ball, as Falla would have been in stride moving towards first, and just hit the front part of it. Two ducks on the pond. That'll bring up Braylon Wing. Well done by Dixon, bouncing to retrieve it. Wing 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Lefty on lefty. And Nettles goes. Got him with the changeup. Throws that changeup really well. It's got some subtle movement and a pretty noticeable change in velocity from the fastball. That's the key. You can't alter your arm motion when you're throwing that change. And goes up 1-2. Ty Nettles with a 2-hitter going into the 6th. And in there, Sam Nelson is coming to the game at second base. And George Washington, soccer goalie, has played a ton of baseball for the Patriots over the last couple of years. As that's fouled backward. Going back through the rankings in Double-A, Wheeling Central's undefeated. They were first, Petersburg second, Philip Barber third. And then as far as our region goes, Charleston Catholic came in 6th at 8-5. Catholic, good team there with Jonah DeCoco, Zayden Ranson. And it feels like those kids got to be 9th-year seniors by now. 1-2. And they'll ring them up at the top part of the strike zone. Ty Nettles with strikeout number 9. Might have been a little bit high, but probably too close to take with 2 strikes. Eli McGinnis 1 for 1. Singled in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. First pitch off speed, down and away. Class Single A got the Man Hillbillies first. Gilmer County in 2nd. They got a really good pitcher in Colton Hulbert. Low 80s guy, nice curveball. I think he learned a lot from Bryant Yoke, the WVU pitcher. And then the Madonna Blue Dons, actually got to see them recently. They are really solid 1 through 9 with a wonderful pitcher in Jacob Lagier. First and second, 1 away. And the delivery to McGinnis is hit over top of the stands. Eli McGinnis, .310 hitter, 5 extra baggers on the season, and 10 runs batted in. Ball and a strike. Nettles snapped it off, got the chase. As you see some fans there with blankets, toboggans. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. So 2 down, 2 on for Ethan Eves, the right fielder. Eves batting .243, grounded into a double play, and out on the ground as well in the 5th. That's down for a ball. The 1-0. Nice block there by Corbin Dixon. Solid form right into the middle of the chest pad, formed a shell. Dixon really a three-tool catcher, as they got the receiving, the blocking, and definitely a strong right arm. Three and 0 count. Nettles lifts the leg and goes. Pours it over as he stays in the AB. Inside corner, called for strike two. Speaking of Class Single A, the Wahama White Falcons beat Wirt County 15-3 earlier. If you got any score updates from anywhere, feel free to drop them in the comments section. And Ty Nettles blows the fastball past him and retires the side. 6-1 George Washington. We're back after this on HD Media Game Day. And we are back to it on HD Media Game Day. George Washington here, 7, 8, 9 in the order. They're going to go Nelson for Nelson in the 7-hole. And Sam going to hit where Joel started originally. Luke Harbert back on the bump. As he'll head to the dish, it's up and in. Harbert did a good job in the last, rolling 3 ground balls. Came in with only 1 2/3 pitched on the season, as that crosses for a strike one call. As Harbert will look towards the dish. And the 1-1 is called for strike two. And if you're just joining us, Ty Nettles absolutely dealing tonight for the Patriots. 11 strikeouts. Struck out the side in the last. And the pitch is outside. The lights shining bright on the hill. Got a couple people, as per usual, watching from their cars in straightaway center. 2-2 up by the chin. And they brought one of those heaters outside for the fans. Unfortunately, just on the wrong side of the ballpark. Let's get that down the third baseline. As that was hit hard off of Harbert, And will roll in between him and the second baseman. Sam Nelson legs it out. The umpire going to check on Luke there. He, at the moment, appears to be okay. I guess it got him in the stomach. Smile on the face there says, I'm good. So in pinch hit duty, Sam Nelson gets the single. Really fortunate there. You remember the Aroldis Chapman injury in the majors. Those can be really scary if they're up towards your eyeballs or really anywhere on the lower body. So stomach of steel as Harbert going to throw a couple just to make sure he's all right. There's the thumb. So got some good wheels on the base paths. Nelson pinch runs pretty often. And back up Cole Ellis squares, gets it down as the dugout yells out one. Harbert cooperates, gets the out. You got to be able to do that, manufacture runs, if you're going to win in the postseason. So Coach Davis figures it's a good time to work on that to try to bring in one more run of insurance. There's Hunter Stewart. Hit a ground ball last time out, struck out back in the second. Stewart, the senior, hitting .448. And the 1-0 is up for a second ball. Reds have rallied up 6-4 now on the Mariners. That game through 6. And the Pirates still yet to score bottom 9. It's 3-0 Nationals. The Guardians have expanded their lead. They're up 6-0 on the Orioles. And the Yankees 4-2 over the Royals. Phillies 6, Giants 3. 2-1, it's inside. Big night for the GW offense. Corbin Dixon with 2 RBIs, 2 doubles. And Chuck Kelly with an RBI double as well as Stewart watched ball 4. Runners on first and second, 1 away as John Falla will dig in. Falla 1 for 2, 4th time through the order. We'll watch strike 1. Reached on an error, walked, and RBI singled. Cabell Midland with 2 E's. It's been a clean game for the Patriots, yet to commit one. A 1 offering is hit well left center field. John Falla off the wall. Sam Nelson running. Stewart right behind him. Cabell Midland relays to the plate as Stewart stopped short, and Falla going to backtrack to second. 7-1 G-Dub. John Falla launching it. Without the wall there, that would have been out by a mile. As he continues to load up the box score and the season stats. Double number 6 to go along with a triple and 2 homers. As that's down and away. Fowler only a sophomore. 1-0 to Dixon, tapped it foul. Somebody cracked a joke behind home plate there. Either that or they're just laughing at the quality of the play-by-play. 1-1. Upstairs for ball two. Dixon 2 for 3, 2 extra base hits. As the senior committed to the apprentice school. I'll await the 2-1. Ball number 3. A little bit of action up in the Cabell Midland bullpen. Three-one pitch. Hit skyward. I'll disappear for a second. And comes down on top of the dugout. As Dixon chops it over the dugout. Third base side this time. Cam Wallace up tossing down there in foul territory. One down, second and third. And Dixon hangs alive. Again with the payoff. And it's up high. Cabell Midland going to grab time with the bases loaded. And just a quick word here with Harbert. A fist pump. Gonna let him stick it out. As you see the cold, loyal fans. These are the lifers right here. These are the ones that are going to be here for the whole ride. And if you're willing to be here on a night like tonight, you're a true fan. And speaking of fans, Mountaineers happy tonight, 5-4. They edge it out against Marshall. Pitch to Smith, called for strike one. Bragging rights just narrowly earned. He beat Pitt and Marshall in the same year. All smiles there as that's up for ball one. Smith 0 for 3. 1-1 pitch. Second ball. Cabell Midland looking to get back to the bat racks. They've got Hunter Workman, Owen Maynard, and Harbert due up in the next. And it'll go 2-2. We'll see if GW turns to a relief arm or lets Ty Nettles finish what he started. As this is hit high in the air, straight away left field. A few steps back and over the shoulder the catch made. Deep enough for Hunter Stewart to tag as George Washington goes up 8-1. Credit Eli Smith with the sacrifice and the RBI. Good last-second adjustment there by Owen Brunty out in left field. And it was way up there, kind of hard to find in the lights. And had to take a step back at the last moment, grabbed it over the shoulder. As Chuck Kelly will swing and miss for strike one. Kelly 1 for 3. Double to left center, bottom one. And it's a ball. Be sure to download the free HD Media Plus app. That's where you can get all of our sports and news content, as that's a line drive shot. Second base picked by Workman. Throw to first in time. Excellent play by Hunter Workman. We're back in the top of the 7th. GW, 3 more outs required, as we're brought to you by the GW Boosters. And we are back to it. In to pitch is the lefty Luke Gordon. He'll face Hunter Workman. First pitch called for a strike. If you're keeping track at home, Ty Nettles goes 6 innings, strikes out 11, gives up 2 hits. 0-1 pitch, hit foul. Luke Gordon with 11 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, 9 walks, and a phenomenal ERA of .636. And it's by him, strike 3. Gordon coming out firing. G-Dub going all southpaws tonight. And that'll bring up Owen Maynard. Flew out to center field in the second and grounded out in the 5th. First pitch stays up. Owen Maynard hitting .222. Strong effort on the bump, pitched better really than the scoreboard indicates. There were a couple of unfortunate errors that led to the runs in the first and the second. Down to the count 3-0. Gordon will look on to Corbin Dixon. Ball 4. So Luke Harbert, 1 down, 1 on. And if you're the Knights here, it's all about base runners. Crazier things have happened. You can't get 7 back all at once, but you can put some pressure on the Patriots defensively. Still 4-1 over in Putnam County as Winfield has 2nd and 3rd in the bottom of the 6th. Actually, we'll refresh there. Nitro mounting a rally. It's 5-4. 6 in a row. Probably going to be a straight take here for Harvard. And he does as Gordon gets one over. And right back down the middle. One out, runner on first. Payoff pitch is hit at the GW dugouts. A few bodies flying backward. Fortunately hit the chain link. I wonder if they still have the rule that you're not supposed to put your fingers in the fence. Umpires used to call you out on that. Strike 3, Luke Gordon retires Harbert. And Cabell Midland down to its last out. Isaiah Birkenbaugh, designated hitter. 0 for 2. Ground ball hit the glove of Gordon, bounces to Falla, throw to first in time. As it pinballs to John, that'll do it. 8-1, solid Patriot victory. As Ty Nettles strikes out 11, and coming in relief, Luke Gordon. GW going to move to 10-4. Cabell Midland will drop to 8-8. Big thank you to Natalie and Steve-O for operating the cameras, and to Dan Shreve back in the truck. This has been Michael Sussman saying so long from the Hill.